Hello, I'm Emily Young, Executive Director of the Nonprofit Institute at the University of San Diego. I'd like to take this opportunity to announce this year's Kaleidoscope Awards for Good Governance. For the past 15 years, the Nonprofit Institute's Kaleidoscope Award has recognized, celebrated, and promoted effective, engaged board leadership in the San Diego region's nonprofit sector. Nonprofit boards have stepped up and leaned into their roles in governance as the nonprofit community continues to adapt to the ever-shifting nature of the pandemic and its aftermath. We've seen a lot of innovation and many efforts to turn a difficult situation into an opportunity to strengthen organizations and deepen community engagement. In light of the extraordinary circumstances of the past year, we are recognizing 3 organizations. Our first award is for small organizations with budgets under $500,000. This year's award goes to Border Angels. Our next category is awarded to mid-sized organizations with budgets under $10 million. This year's award goes to Just in Time for Foster Youth. Our final category is awarded to large organizations with budgets over $10 million. This year's award goes to Jewish Family Service of San Diego. Congratulations to this year's Kaleidoscope Award winners. Please take a moment to hear from our awardees as they share their stories of good governance.
Hello, my name is Dulce Garcia. I'm the Executive Director of Board Angels, and this is Luis Aragon, the President of our Board of Directors.
Thank you, Dulce. It's good to be with you today.
I'm happy to be here too. I'm excited to talk about our fantastic board and how much I appreciate its support.
I remember almost 3 years ago asking you to become Executive Director. Board of Angels had lost its longtime director and needed to reinvent itself. You knew the challenges and the headwinds that resist change. But you didn't hesitate, you stepped up and brought us to where we are today, a strong, effective humanitarian nonprofit, respected by the community we serve.
Thanks, but I wasn't alone. I had your leadership and a strong board supporting me.
Your open communication and collaboration brings us into the problem-solving process. We've supported and joined you as you built a strong infrastructure and a culture of respect, accountability, and dedication to mission.
Today, our culture, our nonprofit is healthier, more welcoming, and respectful to all who work, volunteer, and receive our help. We're impacting more lives than ever before, freeing asylum seekers from detention, supporting more than a dozen refugee shelters in Tijuana, providing legal representation to undocumented children in the U.S. foster care system, our water drops in the desert, and so much more. The board listens, acts, embraces a team approach that's prepared us for today and fosters a vision for tomorrow. All this is possible because I have the best board president and board behind me.
Thank you, Dulce, and a big thank you to our board of directors. Our mission of love is what Board of Angels is all about.
The strong partnership between the Just-in-Time board and the executive leadership reflects the values and energy of the entire organization.
Hi, I'm Brad Livingston, board chair of Just-in-Time for Foster Youth.
I'm Don Wells, Chief Empowerment Officer for Just-in-Time for Foster Youth.
Good governance stems from having really honest and respected and strong relationships between the board chair, the executive management team, and the CEO.
Fundamentally, I think our strength comes from trust that's built on consistent communication, the courage to have difficult and necessary conversations, and the confidence that each of us comes together to make our own contribution to our mission and fulfill our promise to the youth we serve.
One area that our board was fully engaged in is when we moved from an annual fundraising event to these smaller empower parties. Some were in person and some were virtual, but it was a great opportunity that we were able to connect with our community and meet all of our fundraising goals.
We don't have to check the board handbook for rules or description of roles to work together because we share a personal commitment not only to the mission but to one another.
What makes our board so special is our level of engagement of our members. Most are involved in mentoring or coaching our youth, they're serving on task force, or they're attending our events. This makes for a very dynamic and unique community.
We're always looking for ways to help each other. It's like a really good marriage.
Michael and I first want to say thank you for this special recognition. We are thrilled to talk about good governance. It is essential to having a strong organization ready to serve individuals in need. Over the years, we've also learned that the foundation of good governance is the partnership between our board and our executives. I am proud of how our JFS team works closely together and how we support each other. One example of this partnership is the collaboration to create meaningful board meetings that foster generative conversations and engage our whole board in active governing. At other times, our partnership wrestles with fiduciary challenges, like how to move forward with what is the right thing to do for the community.
The partnership that Emily has described has truly been tested. JFS was founded over 100 years ago by a group of Jewish women responding to our southern border that was closed to our community. We never anticipated that a century later, we'd again be sheltering asylum seekers. 3.5 years later, after opening our first migrant shelter, we are now operating in our 7th location with a very different model than when we first started caring for individuals released by our government at the border. Throughout this entire experience, with numerous budgets and operating scenarios, our board and staff worked as partners to embrace the value of doing the right thing at the right time. At Jewish Family Service, we live our tagline, moving forward together.